If your check engine light is on and you've got bills piling up on the table, you're not thinking about democracy. You're not thinking about the war in Ukraine. You're thinking about how will my life be better tomorrow? They were thinking, am I going to have a job? Am I going to be able to afford the life that I want?
I think the more relevant question actually is, what is wrong with America? What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness?
My point is they screamed and screamed and screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
The majority of this country, because every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist and the exit tour?
Welcome back to the Right Point of View YouTube channel with your host, Ashley. And this one is a doozy, y'all. This is The View literally self-destructing. They're getting at each other. They can't even tolerate each other at this moment because they're all in complete disarray of what exactly happened with the Democratic Party and this election cycle. And we all know the truth, but these girls just are incapable of being honest with themselves. We already know that. They just keep pounding the same talking points and hopefully it lands. But one girl was smart enough to say, hey, wait a second. Let's actually look into this a little bit further. I think it's not enough to just point the fingers at Republicans. We have to do some deep soul searching here because that win was an annihilation of the Biden-Harris administration. The Americans have left the party completely. So let's check this video out and let's see what she has to say and let's get right into it. The video starts now.
So do you think Bernie was right about this, that they didn't pay attention enough to the working class?
He's absolutely right, but his solutions are wrong. Kamala Harris outperformed him in Vermont. The lesson Democrats should take is not we didn't run far enough to the left. They lost rural voters. They lost working class voters. And listen, I was someone who I'm recognizing, reflecting on this election, I had the privilege of saying I'm voting on democracy because I'm a high income earner. If your check engine light is on and you've got bills piling up on the table, you're not thinking about democracy. You're not thinking about the war in Ukraine. You're thinking about how will my life be better tomorrow? And the reality is this, we all sat around kind of wondering who is the swing voter that will decide this election? And a lot of folks thought it was women and abortion. No, it turns out it was people in the suburbs who are like, I can't stand Donald Trump's personality. I don't like how he talks, but my life was better off economically when he was president. And I'm struck by this.
But that's the middle class. We're talking about the working class.
I'm talking broadly.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Like, she interrupts her. She's making very, very valid points. Like, that's a good evaluation. And yet still, she can't help herself but to say, but that's the middle class. Wasn't Kamala trying to speak to middle class as well? Wasn't Kamala trying to speak to working class and immigrants and all of these types of groups? White women, black men, white men. Like, you guys have alienated yourself to such a degree. Listen, the map was piercing with red. There's no denying that. There was literal specks of blue. That's an issue. Everybody seems to have an issue with Democrats. It's not just bogged down to one demographic, and these people need to get their heads out of their ass and start paying attention to what Americans are saying, which is exactly what she's touching on. So let's continue.
He was not just the working class that he won. He also got the largest share of young voters for Republicans since 2008. That was the height of the financial crisis. Young voters, maybe they care about Gaza, maybe they care about student loans, but to be honest, 2/3 of this country doesn't even get to go to college. They were thinking, am I going to have a job? Am I going to be able to afford the life that I want? And finally, suburban women, sure, they definitely care about abortion. They also care that they're paying to send their kids to college and their graduations are being canceled because there's protests everywhere and because people are out in the streets demonstrating over a war somewhere else rather than just being able to educate their kids. There is so much room for self-reflection from the Democrats, and I hope they have it. Every time Joe Biden bragged about how good the economy is, another vote of someone struggling went to Donald Trump. All right.
I'm literally shocked they're actually letting her speak this long, honestly, because she just said everything that I never thought The View would allow to be pushed. You know what I mean? Because she just hit the nail on the head, girl. She did. She did. She is supposedly the Republican of The View, and she's a fraud. But nonetheless, finally, she spoke up. Maybe she's hoping to get another term with Trump, but it's a no, girl. No, you're a sellout.
Anybody? I disagree. All right.
I think that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America?
This is the problem. This is literally the problem. It's people in this party that are exactly like that thinking. What is wrong with America? Listen, guys, we're talking about a huge majority of Americans. They can't just all be crazy and Trump obsessed. And that's how I know there's no growth here. She's not honest. She's not honest with the viewers. And people are starting to read through this and they are alienating their audience. Honestly, it's embarrassing too.
What is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who was twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon.
Didn't she just say the average American is broke, can't pay their rent? They don't give a shit about these things. These are issues, even though most of that, not even true, but let's just roll with it. Let's say it is. As the previous girl just said, they're from a different class. So their issues and what they think is important is different than what the average working American is thinking about. They don't care if 2% or if inflation dropped 2%. They don't care if whatever the case is, Trump tweeted something mean. They're broke. They're hurting. They want to feed their families. They want to live comfortable. They want to feel safe. They want their borders closed. They don't want their country spending billions of dollars on illegal immigrants when they can't even pay their rent. It's such a slap in the face. How is that not shockingly obvious?
Someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people?
She's so dumb. She is so dumb. And she's honestly a beautiful, and I think I heard her say before she was an attorney. How? How are these educated women so stupid? It's like she really doesn't get it.
That is what the problem is. It's the Republican Party.
But can I say something before? We can do a second. The Democrats are the ones. They are the party that cares for the blue collar.
Exactly.
The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection,
ACA,
unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie.
That stuff is socialism. Stuff that applies to people who need that assistance and that help. Some people don't want governments in their lives. They just want to be able to go work hard and pay for their own living. We don't, not that those things aren't necessary, but that speaks to a very specific group. This is what they're missing. It's like Trump spoke to everyone. It makes a huge difference. These guys are only speaking to a very small group of people and leaving out the rest of the people in the conversation. Some people don't care about unemployment. Some people just want to be able to build a business without all this red tape. Some people just want to be able to go to the grocery store or farm without, governments telling them what they can use, what they can't use, and who they can sell to, who they can. And people just want to be left alone. Less government. More independence. Give these people the incentives they need to just get it on their own. They don't want your help like that. Most people.
Well, clearly they didn't convince the voters.
Exactly.
All I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
Yeah,
because the Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans
don't
don't
care.
care.
I think that the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in society.
They
You don't have a
sounded
college
that way, but when
degree.
you look at the proof,
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is
What's condescending?
the way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is
A message of joy and inclusive.
No, the message.
They literally are, if you don't do this, you ain't black. What is wrong? Obama went out. What is wrong with you young brothers? This is a woman who relates to you. Stop telling these people what to do. It is condescending. And then you bring out Beyonce, who's completely out of touch with what these people are dealing with. Then you bring out Usher and Eminem, and none of these people are relatable people. They live in Beverly Hills in $1 million mansions trying to come and tell you what to do with your vote. Cardi B, like, excuse me? What the fuck do you know about politics, girl? She makes songs about wet-ass pussy. Who gives her the right to come and tell people how they should vote for their lives? It's insanity.
Not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Somebody just did.
What is wrong with
Joy,
America?
my point here is that
That's not what Kamala Harris said.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
My point is, I don't blame Joe Biden. I don't blame Kamala Harris. Go back as far as you want. I blame a messaging within the Democratic Party.
You don't blame the Republican
Can I just
Party at
finish
all?
my point, please? I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In
So they
sweeping,
need to be introspective.
no, we need to be introspective. If we voted for
They
Kamala
chose
Harris, we need to
that's
say
offered.
what didn't resonate with the voters. Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe, and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
When they said
They
we're
also-
worrying
they
about.
also
Can I just
focused on
finish?
gun
Let me
control.
just,
Shut up,
let me just finish
Sonny.
real quickly. When they were focused on
It's only
renaming.
an hour show, ladies.
Joy, when they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
Yes, but
It was
Joy, my
3 years into
point
the
is
Biden
they screamed and
administration.
screamed and screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday
But
lives.
Sarah,
They make
they
the majority of
How
this
do you know
country,
that?
because
There's a lot of-
every stat coming out on the people
Yeah.
willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think
I can't stand this woman. Oh my God, her and the Sunny girl, like, no. Oh my God, they're so bad. They are so bad. It is so bad. So bad. They are an embarrassment. Like, who watches this? We need to boycott the show. They are terrible.
74 million
Joy,
people are racist?
Who's gonna say that?
Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
I agree with that.
Everyone swept. They swept every category. And the reason they did is to say, hey guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah.
Look,
They lost everything.
There's
a
still half
country
the
that
country
allows its
doesn't agree
environment
with
to
him.
be ravaged, its children to be shot, its wealth to be hoarded, its worker to be exploited, its poor to starve, its cops to murder.
So you think
It's
America's the
country
problem?
in trouble. It's
So
country in
America's
trouble.
the problem
And
and the
Trump is
voters
not
are
going
the
to make it
But
better.
what we're talking about was that Bernie Sanders basically thinks that the Democrats didn't lean into the working class as much as we should have. You agree, Emma, or disagree?
Bernie Sanders been an independent, I think, most of his life, not a Democrat. But
I thought he's a socialist.
let me go back. No, he's not. He's been an independent. Let me go back. So I think.
Anyways, enough of these people. I literally can't stand them. I hope if you're watching this, you're probably not a View person, because listen, they're terrible. Open up your mind if you are. Literally, please watch other things, and then you'll kind of be able to, in contrast, be able to see how terrible they really are. But all of that being said, that is the liberals, y'all. That is the liberals. They are finally, well, some of them are finally starting to see the destruction of their words, and they're trying to just be dismissive all the time and just trying to talk over everyone and think that if we just throw enough words and enough jargon their way, something will stick, and these people are too stupid to pay attention. But the joke is on them this time. Seriously. It's so bad that it's undeniable. The country has spoken, and there's no going around it. So anyways, yay for Trump, yay for the Republican Party, yay for conservatives, and yay for America. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see how Trump and this new robust administration, without all of the, this is going to be a new Trump administration. This ain't going to be like the first time. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very excited to see how he's going to handle America, how he's going to handle the world, how he's going to bring peace in the Middle East again. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you on the next one, and see you later.